truth unity. The phrase, "Behold, I show you a mystery," 1 Corinthians 15:51, signifies the unveiling of a profound truth about the nature of the sublime and the potential for the transformation of the individual consciousness through the Christ consciousness arising. Essentially, the meaning of the mystery and the unveiling is of the inner, and the understanding the personality is non-existent. But how can this be? Because the personality is clearly visible. This is due to chemicals. Sight is essentially a series of chemical reactions that occur within the eye when light, consciousness, hits specific molecules, particularly a molecule called retinol, which undergoes a shape change, triggering a cascade of signals that are eventually interpreted by the brain as vision, thus making sight and what is seen fundamentally a chemical process. In the dream stage, while one is unconscious or asleep, there is a character acting out that experience. Yet, upon awakening, the original or root personality is here. The common denominator between the waking dream and the unconscious or sleeping dream is consciousness or light, and the continuity of the character. When one during the waking dream comes to realize the reality of consciousness or light as the ultimate reality or only, then the journey to awakening has begun. This is understood as truth unity. What religion and miseducation holds as the reality of a world or individual person turned ego is at the core is only consciousness. To be woke is to grasp the utter impossibility of a world ego as source. Where does this world ego go when one is in a deep sleep, not dreaming, and without any conscious awareness? Dreams' beginnings are always right at the very edge of either falling asleep or waking up. It has been one's acceptance that a world ego exists at all. It's only upon the realization one has been sleepwalking in both the waking dream and the unconscious dream called sleep that the light of truth begins to dawn. Yet, if there is no world and this ego personality does not exist, who or what is there? And where is here or there? Nowhere is now here. Truth unity, the presence. This is the profound state of consciousness or light that leads one to liberation. In a fun house, the mirrors deceive and distort. This is what the senses perform during the waking dream. They defile the purity of truth through touch, taste, and smells, sights, and sounds. The purity of consciousness is buried beneath the senses and a myriad of beliefs, lies, and ignorances called religions, cultures, education, societies. In Mahayana Buddhism, these impurities are termed alaya.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't use us last year. Just file with TurboTax Do-It-Yourself by February 18th.
Alaya enumerates the five senses, supplemented by the mental realm within a fundamental storehouse, the subconscious, which is the basis of the other seven defiled mental streams. The eighth state of contamination is said to store the impressions of previous experiences, memories, which form the seeds of a miasmic atmospheric pollution, which corrupt and cause affliction. As stated in the treatise Ocean of Eloquence, truth's revelation is the purifying agent. Consciousness raised from the dead state of the earthly senses and mental chains that kept the mind actively bound within the experiences of the deluded awareness. The early Buddhist texts speak of anusaya, the underlying tendencies or latent dispositions which kept one caught in the circle of samsara, belief in a cycle of life and death. These unconscious tendencies lie to the everyday conscious as cognitive and emotional afflictions arise. Meditation is the process that allows one to transcend the workings of the mind, the mental, by exposing its constructs and how it is the decadence of the unreality one experiences. The stage of unreality is the base for the evolving or transforming consciousness, light, knowledge, or gnosis. One way to break this down is to look at sight as a physical ability only. This refers to how the eyes detect consciousness or light, which is an electrical and chemical signal sent to the brain. The senses then decipher reflected light as objects, predispositions towards conceptual proliferations. Attachment to this appropriating state is the binding element because it dwells in and attaches to the waking state of common destiny. Mind is called Chit, because in English, shit, it is the heaping up and the accumulation of cognitive objects. Alaya is erroneously termed root consciousness. Root consciousness is Kamala, the 1,000-petaled lotus of enlightenment. Alaya has no substance and is merely an aggregation of delusions based on the illusions of the world ego. The storehouse conscious, the subconscious, receives impressions from all functions of the unconscious as well as consciousness, which awakens to ultimate reality and is the path to regaining the pure potential in order for the Christ consciousness to materialize and activate the power of soul, the only. Since subconscious served as the container for all experiential impressions, it is also called the seed conscious or container conscious, which the individual conscious must elevate as its point of purpose. According to the Yogacara teachings, the seed stored in the subconscious of sentient being is not pure, while the subconscious, being originally immaculate in itself, contains a mysterious mixture of purity and defilement, good and evil, the source of duality. Because of this mixture, the transformation of consciousness from defilement to purity may take place, and awakening intelligence is possible. Through the process of purification, deep within meditation, the overcoming of the four defilements of the mental functions of the mental conscious state becomes purified. The raising of the subconscious allows the equation of Alaya to become fundamentally pure. The Christ consciousness is the sign of this higher accomplishment. The transformation of the threefold states, namely conscious, unconscious, and subconscious, the source of the third dimension, whereas consciousness, superconsciousness, and Christ consciousness represent the normal flow of the stream of source, uninterrupted by the appearance of any reflective awareness. Alaya was defiled by this self-interest and is purified by surrender to the root consciousness of Kamala, thereby allowing the Alaya part, i.e. attachment, to dissipate, leaving only the enlightened consciousness as the function for soul, the only. The Christ consciousness is the transformation of the concept of objects beyond personality, body, and the world. The Christ consciousness is the grasping of truth, soul, not only, Truth unity is the conception that combines experience and reflection, where the senses come in contact with external objects as the uppermost or superficial aspect or layer of the superior functioning states. The purification represents the deepest, finest, and subtlest aspects or layers of the aggregate of the Christ consciousness. Truth unity, the return to the origin